I'm the biggest coward in the whole school. I got beaten up by the school bully for 99,999 days straight. One punch sent me flying 1,000 meters into the sky. Even broke 800 ribs and still didn't dare to say a word. But now I'm lying on a 300-meter bed owned by a billionaire female CEO. She's giving me a full-body massage, while feeding me breakfast at the same time. She even assigned the school beauty to be my 24/7 personal bodyguard. Lu Chuan, an ordinary high school student, quiet and introverted by nature, from a poor family. He'd become the designated bullying target for the gang of thugs at school. Getting cornered in the alley after school every day for protection money was routine. Getting beaten black and blue was also a regular occurrence. He didn't dare tell the teachers, didn't dare call the police, because those kids had money and connections, and the school was too scared to do anything. One evening, Lu Chuan was cornered again, in the old alley behind the school. The ringleader was Zhao Hu, the school's top bully. His family ran a KTV, and he basically owned the school. He had 4 or 5 cronies with him, pinning Lu Chuan against the wall. Lu Chuan, you haven't paid your protection money this month. Looks like you need another beating. Lu Chuan gripped his backpack strap, his voice barely a whisper. I'll definitely pay next month. Next month. Zhao Hu slapped him across the face. That's what you said last month. Lu Chuan slammed into the wall, blood trickling from the corner of his mouth. Zhao Hu's cronies swarmed in and started kicking and punching. A kick to the gut, a fist to the back. Lu Chuan curled up against the wall, clutching his head, taking the beating in silence. He didn't dare fight back, because the last time he did, Zhao Hu and his gang had beaten him even worse. He'd nearly broken a rib, just as Zhao Hu was about to land another kick. A cool female voice came from the mouth of the alley. What are you doing? Everyone turned around. A woman in a dark overcoat stood at the alley entrance, tall, with stunning features, but eyes cold as ice. Zhao Hu was taken aback. Who the hell are you? Mind your own business. The woman ignored him, walked straight into the alley, crouched down in front of Lu Chuan, and lifted his chin with her hand, examining the blood at the corner of his mouth. How many times have you been beaten? Lu Chuan was stunned. Why you are? The woman didn't answer his question, stood up and turned to Zhao Hu. You're Zhao Hu, Zhao Jinggui's son. Zhao Hu's face flickered. How do you know my dad? The woman smiled. He was begging me to renew his contract just last night. And today you're out here beating people in an alley. She pulled a business card from her pocket and handed it to Zhao Hu. Take it. Go tell your father that the person you just beat is mine. By tomorrow. Have your father come to my office and apologize. Or else. Don't expect that KTV contract to be renewed. Zhao Hu took the card and looked down. Gu Qinghan, chairman of Hangguang Group. His legs went weak on the spot. Hangguang Group was the city's largest commercial real estate operator. His dad's KTV was leased on Hangguang's property. Zhao Hu and his cronies scrambled away in a panic. Gu Qinghan turned around and looked at Lu Chuan, still crouched on the ground. What's your name? Lu Chuan. Gu Qinghan said. Come with me. Before Lu Chuan could react, she pulled him to his feet. Where to? Gu Qinghan didn't look back. My place. You're staying with me from now on. Lu Chuan was completely baffled. Why would you? Gu Qinghan stopped and turned to face him. Because I've taken a liking to you. Lu Chuan's brain short-circuited. Taken a liking to me. Gu Qinghan. Don't overthink it. I like your eyes. Getting beaten like that and not shedding a tear. I need that kind of person. She kept walking. Lu Chuan stood there for a full 5 seconds. Then looked down at the blood on his lip. Looked at the woman's retreating figure. Looked at the darkening sky beyond the alley entrance. He made the boldest decision of his entire life and followed her. Gu Qinghan's home was on the top floor of the most upscale residential complex in the city center. A 300 square meter duplex penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the entire city's nightscape. Lu Chuan stood at the entrance, not daring to step inside, because he was still wearing his dusty, blood-stained school uniform, and his sneakers had holes. Gu Qinghan tossed him a pair of slippers. Change into these. Bathrooms on the right. Go wash up. I'll have clothes sent over. When Lu Chuan came out of the shower, a full set of new clothes was already laid out on the coffee table. From underwear to outerwear, everything fit perfectly. When he walked out in the new clothes, Gu Qinghan was sitting on the sofa scrolling through a tablet. She glanced up at him. You look much better than before. She put down the tablet. From today on, you live here. The bedroom is the last door down the hall. You can read anything in the study. You can eat anything in the kitchen. But there's one rule. No leaving your room after 10 p.m. Can you do that? Lu Chuan. Yes. But can I ask you one question? Gu Qinghan. Go ahead. Lu Chuan. Why did you bring me here? Gu Qinghan looked at him. Because you didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't beg when you were getting beaten. I looked you up. You've been bullied at school for 2 years. And you never told anyone. People like you are either born weak, or they're waiting for an opportunity. I think you're the second kind. Lu Chuan looked down and fidgeted with his clothes. How do you know I'm the second kind? Gu Qinghan. I don't. That's why I want to see if you really are. The next morning when Lu Chuan went downstairs, a black sedan was parked there. A burly man in a black suit stood by the door. Gu Qinghan leaned out of the window. Get in. I'm taking you to school. Lu Chuan hesitated for a moment, then got in. When the car pulled up at the school gate, it was the morning rush hour. The entrance was packed with students. After the black sedan stopped, the black-suited bodyguard opened Lu Chuan's door and said respectfully, Young Master Lu, please get out. All the surrounding students turned to stare. When Lu Chuan stepped out of the car, he was wearing the clothes Gu Qinghan had bought for him. No visible brand, but impeccably tailored. A world apart from his old faded uniform. Someone recognized him. That's Lu Chuan. How'd he get out of a luxury car? And that bodyguard called him young master. Zhao Hu was standing at the school gate with a cigarette in his mouth. When he saw this, the cigarette dropped. He'd been reamed out by his dad last night. Are you out of your mind? You dared to lay a hand on Gu Qinghan's people. If you don't want me to go bankrupt, you go apologize. Now, seeing Lu Chuan step out of a luxury car, with a black-suited bodyguard in tow, Zhao Hu's face was pale as paper. When Lu Chuan passed by Zhao Hu, he paused and said in a low voice, Zhao Hu, I don't have any protection money today. Zhao Hu gritted his teeth. Forget it. You don't have to pay any more. Lu Chuan didn't look back and walked through the school gate. When he entered the classroom, the whole class fell silent. Everyone was staring at him. He sat down in his seat. His deskmate leaned in cautiously. Lu Chuan. What was that all about at the gate? Lu Chuan opened his textbook. Nothing. No one's going to hit me anymore. He said it quietly. But he knew. It was true. After a week of living at Gu Qinghan's place, Lu Chuan noticed something strange. Every morning, Gu Qinghan would stand at the floor-to-ceiling window in the living room and watch him leave. The first day, he thought it was a coincidence. The second, he thought it might be accidental. But it continued on the third, fourth, and fifth days. He began to feel something was off. On the seventh morning, he finally couldn't help it and looked back. Gu Qinghan was indeed standing at the window, a cup of coffee in her hand. Their eyes met through the glass, and she raised her cup slightly. A thought crossed Lu Chuan's mind. She's watching me. She watches me leave every single day. That night, he tested the waters. Sister Qinghan, you watch me from the window every morning. Gu Qinghan didn't pause while cutting fruit. Lu Chuan. Why? Gu Qinghan. Because I need to make sure you've left. And that you're alone. If anyone stops you on the way, I'll know. Lu Chuan. How? Gu Qinghan pointed to the security monitor screen in the corner of the living room. It showed the community entrance. Feed sent to her phone in real time. Lu Chuan. You installed surveillance. Gu Qinghan. I also have access to the property's cameras. Lu Chuan was speechless. You. Gu Qinghan pushed the cut fruit toward him. Eat. It's not surveillance. It's protection. Lu Chuan looked at the neatly sliced fruit and didn't know what to say. The next morning when he left, he looked back again. Gu Qinghan was still standing at the window, but this time he waved at her from a distance. Gu Qinghan's hand, holding her coffee cup, paused slightly. Then she raised her hand and waved back. In that moment, Lu Chuan felt like he was more than just someone she'd picked up. He seemed to have become part of her daily life, and a very important part at that. Zhao Hu never bothered him again. In fact, he'd walk the other way whenever he saw Lu Chuan. His life had finally become peaceful. But that peace came with something he'd never had before. Someone was waiting for him to come home. Zhao Hu had been scared witless by Gu Qinghan's phone call. The very next day, his father Zhao Jingui personally took him to Hanguang Group to apologize. Zhao Jingui bowed and scraped in the office. "President Gu, my son is ignorant. Please be magnanimous." Gu Qinghan sat behind her desk without even glancing at him. "Your son hit Lu Chuan. The person you need to apologize to isn't me. It's him." Zhao Jingui turned to look at Lu Chuan standing in the corner. He apologized profusely. "Classmate Lu, I'm so sorry. I failed to discipline my son. If he ever lays a finger on you again, I'll break his legs." Zhao Hu stood next to him, his head bowed so low it was almost touching his chest. Gu Qinghan suddenly spoke. "Zhao Hu, look up." Zhao Hu raised his head, trembling. "Gu Qinghan. Say it." "Zhao Hu. Say what?" "Gu Qinghan. Call him brother." Zhao Hu glanced at his father. Zhao Jingui frantically signaled him. Zhao Hu gritted his teeth. Brother Lu Chuan looked at the person who'd once broken his ribs with a kick. Now calling him brother. It took him a moment to respond. "From now on, don't hit any more classmates." Zhao Hu got it, Brother Lu. The news spread across the school. The school bully Zhao Hu had called Lu Chuan brother, in front of the entire school. And from that day on, he never bothered anyone again. The whole school ecology shifted subtly. The cronies who used to follow Zhao Hu all backed off. The students who used to be bullied started walking with their heads up. When Lu Chuan walked down that alley where he used to be cornered every day, he suddenly felt it had grown longer. It hadn't grown longer. It just felt that way because he used to walk with his head down. Now he walked with his head up. That night, Gu Qinghan asked him, "Zhao Hu called you brother today." "Lu Chuan. How do you know?" "Gu Qinghan." His voice carried through the office door. "Lu Chuan. Your office has such bad soundproofing," Gu Qinghan said flatly. "I left the door open on purpose. Wanted to hear if it was loud enough." Lu Chuan looked at her perpetually composed face, and suddenly felt that beneath her coldness, there was a very strange sense of humor. He lowered his head and said, "Sister Qinghan." "Thank you." Gu Qinghan's hand, flipping through papers, paused. "For what?" "Lu Chuan. For walking into that alley that day." Gu Qinghan didn't look up. "No need. I was just passing by." "Lu Chuan. You weren't passing by. You went there specifically that day." Gu Qinghan's pen stopped for a moment. Then she kept writing. "You're smarter than I expected." Ever since Gu Qinghan picked him up, Lu Chuan's standing at school had completely changed. Before, no one wanted to talk to him. Now, suddenly, more people were seeking him out. The person who surprised him the most was the school beauty Lin Chuxie. Lin Chuxie was the universally recognized campus goddess. From a well-off family. Topped the class. Pure and pretty. Before, she'd never even given Lu Chuan a second glance. But recently, she'd been showing up around him a lot. Talking to him between classes. Carrying her tray to his table in the cafeteria. Standing nearby during PE. One afternoon after school, Lin Chuxie called out to him at the gate. "Lu Chuan. Do you have a minute? I want to talk to you." Lu Chuan stopped. "Go ahead." Lin Chuxie glanced around to make sure no one was listening before speaking. "Are you living with a woman named Gu Qinghan?" Lu Chuan's heart stirred. "How do you know?" Lin Chuxie lowered her voice. "Because she's my cousin." Lu Chuan was stunned. "You're her cousin?" Lin Chuxie nodded. "She asked me to keep an eye on you at school, so Zhao Hu wouldn't bully you again." But she told me not to tell you. I'm telling you anyway. Lu Chuan was silent for a moment. So you've been talking to me these past few days because your cousin asked you to? Lin Chuxie's face flushed slightly. Not entirely. I wanted to get close to you too. Lu Chuan. Why? Lin Chuxie. Because you're different now. You used to always look down. Now you walk with your head up. When Lu Chuan got back, he mentioned it to Gu Qinghan. Lin Chuxie is your cousin. Gu Qinghan put down her documents. She told you. Lu Chuan. She said you asked her to watch over me at school. Gu Qinghan. Yes. But I didn't tell her to say anything. Lu Chuan. So you arranged for someone to keep an eye on me. Gu Qinghan. Not keep an eye on. Look after. If Zhao Hu tried anything again, she'd let me know immediately. Lu Chuan leaned back on the sofa. Sister Qinghan. What exactly do you see me as? Gu Qinghan looked at him. As something that needs my protection. Lu Chuan. Something. Gu Qinghan paused for 2 seconds. Person. As a person. She stood up and walked back to the study. Without continuing the topic. But Lu Chuan noticed that she closed the study door much more softly than usual. After living at Gu Qinghan's house for nearly a month, Lu Chuan noticed a detail he'd missed before. Gu Qinghan never ate with anyone else. All 3 meals were eaten alone at the dining table. Sometimes her assistant would leave documents on the table and she'd read while eating. Sometimes she'd be so busy she'd skip meals altogether. The living room was huge, but only showed signs of one person's activity. The fridge only had extra stuff after he'd arrived. Snacks. Drinks. Fruit. After he came, Gu Qinghan started cutting 2 kinds of fruit in the fruit bowl. Before, she only cut 1. One night, Lu Chuan was sitting on the living room sofa reading. When Gu Qinghan came out of the study to get water, she walked softly, but the living room was so big. The reflection in the floor-to-ceiling window was only her. Lu Chuan looked at that reflection and suddenly felt. She didn't just pick him up to protect him. She also needed someone who could make a little noise in the living room. The next day, Lu Chuan did something bold. He made 2 bowls of noodles himself. Took one to the study door and knocked. Sister Qinghan. I made noodles. Do you want some? There was a few seconds of silence from inside the study, then a response. Come in. When Lu Chuan pushed the door open, Gu Qinghan was sitting at her desk reading reports. She swiveled her chair around, looked at the bowl in his hand, and was silent for a moment. You made this? Lu Chuan. Followed a tutorial on my phone. Gu Qinghan took the bowl and took a bite. Lu Chuan stood by waiting for the verdict. After she swallowed, Gu Qinghan said one word. Salty. Lu Chuan. I'll go add some water. Gu Qinghan stopped him. No need. This saltiness is just right. She continued eating the noodles. Lu Chuan stood at the doorway, watching her eat alone under the desk lamp. He suddenly felt she was a bit like him. Both were people who ate alone. She'd just been alone much longer than him. That night, after finishing the noodles, Gu Qinghan asked, Do you remember what I said the first time you came? Lu Chuan. You said I couldn't leave my room after 10 p.m. Gu Qinghan. You don't have to follow that anymore. You can come out. Lu Chuan. Why? Gu Qinghan looked at him. Because you made noodles. The reason sounded incredibly casual. But Lu Chuan knew she'd just changed a rule she'd kept for a long time. Because of a bowl of noodles he'd made. He didn't call her out on it. He just said. Then I'll try a different flavor tomorrow. Gu Qinghan. We'll see about that tomorrow. After Gu Qinghan had put the screws to Zhao Jingui over his son beating up Lu Chuan, he'd managed to keep his KTV lease for now. But Hangguan Group was still stonewalling him on several other projects. Zhao Jingui knew he was in the wrong and couldn't kick up a fuss. So he just tough it out. But another company was eyeing the storefronts Zhao Jingui owned, and planned to buy them at a low price. Zhao Jingui's cash flow took a nosedive. One day, with his back against the wall, he swallowed his pride and came to Gu Qinghan. President Gu, could you please cut me some slack? Let Hangguan take over those storefronts. We can negotiate the price. Just don't let outsiders get them. I'll follow your lead from now on. Gu Qinghan sat behind her desk, looking at his anxious face, and didn't answer right away. Chuan was in the office that day, helping her organize documents. He stood by the window watching the scene, hesitated for a moment, then spoke up. Sister Qinghan, the location of those storefronts is actually perfect for community retail. Boss Du already has the tenant resources. If Hangguan takes over and adopts a different operating model instead of just subleasing, the returns could be more than double what you'd get from rent alone. Zhao Jinggui was stunned. He never expected the kid his son used to beat up on the ground to speak up and say something so on point. Gu Qinghan looked at Chuan. When did you learn all this? Chuan. I was reading that book on your shelf recently. Commercial Real Estate Operations. Gu Qinghan turned her gaze back to Zhao Jinggui. Change the plan to what Chuan suggested. You go back and wait for word. Zhao Jinggui thanked her profusely and left. After he left, Gu Qinghan leaned back in her chair and looked at Chuan for a long time. You read the books on my shelf? Chuan nodded. Accidentally noticed them. Gu Qinghan. Then how many books are there on my shelf? Chuan thought for a moment. 137. Gu Qinghan's eyebrow twitched. You counted them? Chuan. Didn't count. Rough guess. Gu Qinghan didn't ask further. But that night she left the study door slightly ajar. When Chuan passed by, he saw her flipping through Commercial Real Estate Operations. A plate of cut fruit he'd prepared was sitting on her desk. Even though Zhao Hu didn't dare touch Chuan anymore, one of his henchmen, Wang Lei, was still bitter. Wang Lei's family ran a small supermarket. Better off than Zhao Hu's family, but still better than Chuan's. He had always looked down on poor trash like Chuan. He didn't dare act openly, but started playing dirty tricks. Splashing water on Chuan's desk. Drawing on his homework. Spreading rumors in class that Chuan was being kept by a rich woman. One day, Chuan found several pages torn out of his homework notebook. The teacher called him out in class. Chuan. What's going on with this homework? There are pages missing. Did you not finish it? The class snickered. Chuan stood up. Teacher. My homework was torn out by someone. I have video evidence. He pulled out his phone and played a clip. During the break, when the classroom was empty, Wang Lei walked over to his seat, pulled out the notebook, tore out a few pages, and stuffed them into his own desk. The class went silent. The teacher looked at the footage, his face dark. Wang Lei. Wang Lei's face turned bright red. I was just playing around. Teacher. Playing around by tearing up someone's homework. Come to my office after class. After Wang Lei was taken away, the class looked at Chuan differently again. Before, they thought he was a pushover. Then, they thought he had backup. Now, they saw he was starting to fight his own battles. After school, Wang Lei cornered Chuan in the hallway. You set me up on purpose. Chuan looked at him. You didn't call it setting me up when you tore my homework. Wang Lei gritted his teeth. Just you wait. Chuan. I'm here every day. How long do you need to wait? Wang Lei was speechless. He turned and walked away. Chuan watched him go, feeling no satisfaction. He'd just done something he should have done a long time ago. He stopped letting others fight for him. He told Gu Qinghan about it that night. After listening, Gu Qinghan only said one thing. You did one thing right today. But one thing not so smart. You should have made him return the homework on the spot. Chuan. He'd already torn it up. Gu Qinghan. Then make him copy it in front of the whole class and give it back. Chuan thought for a moment. I will next time. Gu Qinghan. The school's centennial celebration was held in the auditorium. All the teachers and students were there. Chuan wasn't going to go at first. But Ling Chuxie had told him a week in advance. You have to come to the celebration. I need a partner for my performance. Chuan. What performance? Ling Chuxie. The opening dance. Chuan nearly choked on his water. I can't dance. Ling Chuxie. I'll teach you. On the day of the celebration, Chuan wore a dark suit Gu Qinghan had sent over. When he walked into the auditorium, the whole room fell silent for 2 seconds. He was the invisible kid who used to shrink into the corner. Now he stood under the lights in a tailored suit. Even the vice principal passing by did a double take. Lin Chuxie was waiting for him backstage in a light-colored dress. You came. Lu Chuan. Is it too late to run? Lin Chuxie. It's too late. When the music started, Lu Chuan followed Lin Chuxie's lead onto the stage. He'd practiced for a week and only learned a few basic moves. But with the music and lights, the effect was surprisingly good. Someone in the audience whistled. Others clapped. Zhao Hu sat in a corner watching Lu Chuan on stage, his expression complicated, but he said nothing. When the song ended, applause filled the room. As the lights dimmed, Lin Chuxie leaned close to Lu Chuan's ear and whispered, You danced better than I expected. Lu Chuan. What did you expect? Lin Chuxie. You stepping on my foot 3 times. Lu Chuan looked down at her shoes. Did I step on them? Lin Chuxie looked down at her clean shoes. No, not once. After the celebration ended, Lin Chuxie and Lu Chuan stood on the steps outside the auditorium. The night breeze carried the cool touch of autumn. Lin Chuxie suddenly said, Lu Chuan. Do you still see yourself as the person who gets cornered in an alley? Lu Chuan thought for a moment. Sometimes, still. But less than before. Lin Chuxie. What do you think made it less? Lu Chuan. Someone took me out of that alley. Lin Chuxie didn't ask who that person was. She already knew. She smiled. Then don't go back. Lu Chuan. I won't. He said it without looking at her. He was looking at the high-rise apartment in the distance, with its lights on. That was Gu Qinghan's home. When Lu Chuan got home from the celebration, it was already late. He pushed the door open and found the living room lights on, but no one was there. The study door was ajar. He walked over and knocked. Sister Qinghan. No answer. He pushed the door open. Gu Qinghan was lying on the floor, pale, breathing rapidly. A medicine bottle was overturned nearby. Lu Chuan rushed over and knelt down. Sister Qinghan. What's wrong? Gu Qinghan's consciousness was fading. Her lips moved faintly. Medicine. Blue bottle. Lu Chuan found the blue bottle among the overturned ones, poured out 2 pills and fed them to her. He helped her up against the wall and sat beside her, watching her breathing slowly stabilize. After about 10 minutes, Gu Qinghan opened her eyes, saw Lu Chuan sitting next to her. You're back. Lu Chuan. If I'd been a little later, you would have. Gu Qinghan. Old problem. My heart's not great. Usually fine. But it acts up sometimes. She pulled herself up against the wall and walked back to the study. At the doorway, she turned back. Your hand was shaking when you helped me up. Lu Chuan. Because I didn't know what to do. Gu Qinghan looked at him. Now you know. If you see a medicine bottle overturned, pick it up. If you see me collapsed, help me up. Lu Chuan. And then. Gu Qinghan. And then wait for me to wake up. Lu Chuan. What if I wait and you never wake up? Gu Qinghan looked at him. That's bad luck. Lu Chuan. But I want to know the answer. Gu Qinghan paused for 2 seconds. Then I'll tell you the answer in advance. If you wait and I never wake up, go find a document in the study drawer. It's a trust fund in your name. You won't need to rely on anyone after that. Lu Chuan. I don't want it. Gu Qinghan. Why? Lu Chuan. Because I wasn't waiting for you to wake up for that document. Gu Qinghan looked at him for a long time. Then she closed the study door. But she leaned against it for a while on the other side. Lu Chuan leaned against the door on the outside too. Neither spoke through the door. But both knew the other hadn't left. After Gu Qinghan's episode, Lu Chuan did something. He bought a basic pharmacology textbook and started self-studying. Gu Qinghan noticed him reading late into the night in his room every night. One night she pushed open the door and saw him reading the pharmacology book. What are you studying that for? Lu Chuan. I want to remember what your medicine is made of, what it does, and what its side effects are. Gu Qinghan stood in the doorway, stunned for a moment. Why are you learning that? Lu Chuan. So next time you have an episode, I can do more before the doctor arrives. Gu Qinghan walked in, flipped to a page, and pointed at a line. You don't need to remember this one. It's been discontinued. I'm on this one now. She pointed to another page. Lu Chuan looked down. Then tell me when you change medications. Gu Qinghan. Okay. From that day on, a small notebook appeared next to Gu Qinghan's medicine bottles. With Lu Chuan's handwriting. Blue bottle, 1 pill morning and night. Don't drink tea within half an hour after taking. Red bottle, for emergencies. Place under tongue when chest pain occurs. White bottle, half an hour before bed. Don't take on the same day as the blue bottle. Gu Qinghan would see that notebook every time she took her medicine. She never said anything about it, but there was no dust on it. Because it was flipped through every day. One time, Gu Qinghan's private doctor came for a routine checkup. And saw the notebook. Who wrote this? Gu Qinghan. The kid I picked up. The doctor flipped through a couple of pages. Neat handwriting. Everything is correct. How long did he study for this? Gu Qinghan thought for a moment. Less than a month. The doctor closed the notebook. Then you picked up a very attentive person. Gu Qinghan put the notebook back in its place. He is pretty attentive. No matter how tough Zhao Hu acted, he was still a high schooler. The family upheaval and pressure from Gu Qinghan finally got to him. His father Zhao Jinggui's business had stabilized somewhat with Hanguang Group's involvement. But the price was that Zhao Hu had to do one thing. Publicly apologize to Lu Chuan in front of the entire school. Zhao Hu refused at first. Zhao Jinggui said, either you apologize, or the whole family moves out of this city. Your choice. Zhao Hu chose to apologize. That day at the morning assembly, the principal announced, today, one of our students is going to do something brave. Please come up to the stage, Zhao Hu. Zhao Hu walked onto the stage and stopped. He had a speech in his hand but didn't look at it. He looked at the sea of faces in the audience. Then looked at Lu Chuan in the front row. Then he spoke. Before. I bullied Lu Chuan. I hit him. I swore at him. I cornered him. I was wrong. Today, I want to say sorry to him. In front of the entire school. He turned toward Lu Chuan and bowed. Brother Lu, I'm sorry. The whole room was silent for a few seconds, then scattered applause broke out. Followed by more applause. Lu Chuan sat in the front row and didn't stand up. But he nodded. After the assembly, Lu Chuan passed by Zhao Hu. Don't do those things anymore. Zhao Hu, I won't. I don't want anyone else to be cornered by me either. Lu Chuan. Then you can come play basketball with me sometime. Zhao Hu was stunned. You'd play with me? Lu Chuan. Whoever loses buys the drinks. Zhao Hu laughed. It was the first time he'd ever relaxed around Lu Chuan. Deal. That night, Lu Chuan told Gu Qinghan about it. Gu Qinghan was drinking a glass of warm water. He called you brother. Lu Chuan. He did. Gu Qinghan. How did it feel? Lu Chuan. It didn't feel like much. Just felt like that chapter was finally over. Gu Qinghan put down her glass. So what do you want to do next? Lu Chuan thought for a moment. I want to improve my grades. Gu Qinghan looked at him. And after that? Lu Chuan. After that, I can get into a university close to you. Gu Qinghan's hand paused on her glass. You focus on your exam. Don't worry about how close I am. Lu Chuan. But I want to. Lu Chuan's grades were weak to begin with. To get into a good school, he had to work like crazy. He woke up at 5:30 every morning to memorize vocabulary. And didn't go to bed until midnight. He didn't go anywhere on weekends. Gu Qinghan didn't say anything at first. But in the third week, she did something. She cleared half her study for him. Setting up a small desk, a lamp, and a bookshelf. When Lu Chuan came home from school and saw the new desk in the study. This is for me. Gu Qinghan was flipping through documents at her large desk. The light in your room is too dim. Bad for your eyes. You can study here from now on. When Lu Chuan moved his books to the small desk and sat down, he looked up and saw Gu Qinghan sitting quietly across from him, reviewing papers. The only sounds in the study were page turning and the faint hum of the lamp. He suddenly felt that doing well on the exam was no longer just his own battle. 2 months later, the mock exam results came out. Lu Chuan had climbed from the bottom of the grade to the middle. Ling Chuxie saw his transcript. You improved so fast. Lu Chuan. Because I sit in the study for 6 hours every day. Ling Chuxie. What's in your study that keeps you there? Lu Chuan thought for a moment. A really good lamp. Ling Chuxie didn't understand what he meant, but she didn't press. On the night before the college entrance exam, Lu Chuan sat in the study unable to focus. Gu Qinghan handed him a glass of warm milk from across the desk. Stop studying. Lu Chuan took the milk. I'm nervous. Gu Qinghan. Nervous about what? Lu Chuan. Nervous about failing. Gu Qinghan. If you fail, take it again next year. The house isn't going anywhere. Neither are the desk or the lamp. Lu Chuan took a sip of the milk. Will you go anywhere? Gu Qinghan. No, but my house will be here waiting for you to come back. Lu Chuan finished the milk and put down the glass. Then I'm off to the exam tomorrow. Gu Qinghan. She sat across from him, continuing to flip through documents. She didn't say much else. When the bell rang for the final exam of the Gaokao, Lu Chuan put down his pen and walked out of the exam hall. The school gate was crowded with parents and students. He didn't see Gu Qinghan in the crowd. He hadn't expected her to come. She never showed up for things like this. But as he walked out of the gate, he saw a black car parked by the roadside. The window was rolled down halfway. Gu Qinghan was inside. Lu Chuan walked over. Why are you here? Gu Qinghan. Just passing by. Lu Chuan looked at her clothes. Not work attire. It was the light-colored sweater she wore at home. You passed by the exam hall from home. Gu Qinghan didn't answer. Get in. Lu Chuan got in. The car didn't drive home. It drove to the entrance of that old alley. The place where she'd first found him. Gu Qinghan turned off the engine. This is where you started. It ends here too. Lu Chuan looked at that alley for a long time. Sister Qinghan. If I hadn't followed you that day, would I still be in there right now? Gu Qinghan. Maybe. But I walked down that alley. So that possibility doesn't exist. Lu Chuan turned to look at her. Then why did you walk down that alley that day? You said you weren't passing by. Gu Qinghan was silent for a long time. Because I was handling something nearby that day. I was driving by when I saw you flash past the window. The look on your face made me stop. Lu Chuan. What look? Gu Qinghan. You had no expression when you were being beaten. But when you stood up, the corner of your mouth twitched. That twitch didn't look like surrender. Lu Chuan remembered. He had indeed twitched the corner of his mouth when he stood up after the beating that day. He'd been telling himself. One day. Lu Chuan unbuckled his seatbelt. Sister Qinghan. I want to do one thing. Gu Qinghan. What? Lu Chuan reached out and touched the back of her hand. This. Gu Qinghan looked down at his hand resting on hers. Is this something you've thought about for a long time? Or are you just excited because the exam is over? Lu Chuan. I've been thinking about it for 2 months. Gu Qinghan. And what did you think about during those 2 months? Lu Chuan. A lot of things. I thought about where I'd be without you. I thought about how I'd tell you after the exam. And then I landed on the most direct way. Gu Qinghan. The direct way being you touching my hand. Lu Chuan. And one more thing. Gu Qinghan. What? Lu Chuan. I'm not calling you Sister Qinghan anymore. Gu Qinghan finally turned to look at him. Then what will you call me? Lu Chuan. Gu Qinghan. She didn't say yes, and she didn't say no. But she didn't pull her hand away. 2 months later, the admission letter arrived at Gu Qinghan's house. Lu Chuan's hands shook more when he opened the envelope than during the exam itself. It was a local first-tier university. A 30-minute drive from Gu Qinghan's office. He walked to the study door with the letter in hand. Gu Qinghan was on the phone and saw his expression. You got in. Lu Chuan placed the letter on the desk. Gu Qinghan glanced at it, then said into the phone. I won't be home for dinner. She hung up. What do you want for dinner tonight? Lu Chuan. Anything's fine. Gu Qinghan stood up to put on her coat. Then we'll eat out. Ling Chuxi also got into another university in the same city. She sent Lu Chuan a message with a smiley face. We can have meals together on weekends now. Lu Chuan replied. Sure. Ling Chuxi sent another message. Do you still live with her? Lu Chuan thought for a moment. Yes. Ling Chuxi. Will you keep living there forever? Lu Chuan. I don't know. But I have no plans to move for now. Ling Chuxi didn't ask further. She sent an okay. And then added. Let's have a meal together before school starts. My treat. Lu Chuan. Okay. Ling Chuxi chose a very quiet restaurant for that meal. The two sat by the window eating. There was less conversation than usual. Halfway through the meal, Ling Chuxi put down her chopsticks and said, Lu Chuan. I want to tell you something. Lu Chuan also put down his chopsticks. Go ahead. Ling Chuxi. I probably won't be seeing you as much from now on. Lu Chuan. Why? Ling Chuxi. Because I don't think you need me anymore. Back then, my cousin asked me to look out for you. I did. But now you don't need anyone to look after you. Lu Chuan was silent for a moment. You're my friend. Ling Chuxi smiled. Then we'll be friends. She picked up her glass and clinked it with his. Wishing you a happy college life. Lu Chuan. Wishing you happiness too. After the meal, Ling Chuxi took a cab home by herself. Lu Chuan stood at the restaurant entrance watching her car disappear. Then he looked down and sent a message to Gu Qinghan. I'm done eating. Coming home. Gu Qinghan replied instantly. After university started, Lu Chuan moved into the dorm. But he went back to Gu Qinghan's place every weekend. When he wasn't there, she'd turn off the lamp on the small desk in the study. But she never moved the desk. On the first weekend, Lu Chuan went back. The desk was still there. The lamp was clean. Gu Qinghan looked up from her seat as he walked in. Is the dorm okay? Lu Chuan put down his bag. It's fine. The bed is just smaller than here. Gu Qinghan. Then come back on weekends. Lu Chuan. I'm back. He sat down at the small desk and opened his laptop. The two of them sat across from each other for a while. Just like before the exam. One day, Lu Chuan's dorm mates were chatting about girlfriends. Someone asked Lu Chuan. Hey Lu Chuan, do you have a girlfriend? Lu Chuan thought for a moment. I guess so. His roommates whooped. Who is it? Who is it? The campus beauty. Lu Chuan. Not the campus beauty. It's someone. Quite a bit older than me. His roommates went quiet for 2 seconds and changed the subject. Lu Chuan didn't explain any further. That weekend when he went back to Gu Qinghan's, he did something. He turned off the security monitor screen she always watched by the window. You don't need to watch this anymore. I'm not going to get cornered in an alley anymore. Gu Qinghan looked at the dark screen. Then what do I watch? Lu Chuan. Watch me. Gu Qinghan. You're not by the window now. You're in the living room. Lu Chuan. So you don't have to stand by the window. You can see me just fine from the sofa. Gu Qinghan looked at him. You're different today. Lu Chuan. How? Gu Qinghan. You're more direct. Lu Chuan. Because I didn't dare before. Now I do. Gu Qinghan. What else do you dare to say? Lu Chuan looked at her. I dare to say that I want Gu Qinghan to step out from behind the monitor. And come sit in the living room. Gu Qinghan didn't answer. But she didn't go back to the study that night. She sat on the living room sofa and watched TV for a long time. It didn't matter what was playing. What mattered was that someone was sitting across from her. After living at Gu Qinghan's place for over a year, Lu Chuan had never asked about her past. But one day, he accidentally found an old photo in a book in the study. In it, Gu Qinghan was very young, wearing her school uniform, standing on an old balcony, next to a large potted plant. Her expression wasn't as cold as it was now. There was a hint of a smile. Lu Chuan put the photo back without asking. But that night, Gu Qinghan brought it up herself. You saw that photo? Lu Chuan. I did. Gu Qinghan. I was 17 then. Lu Chuan. You used to smile back then too. Gu Qinghan. Back then, there were still people at home. She didn't say who. But Lu Chuan didn't press. After a long silence, Gu Qinghan said, "My parents died in a car accident when I was 19. I've been alone ever since." Lu Chuan. How long were you alone? Gu Qinghan. Until the day you came. Lu Chuan. So about 10 years. Gu Qinghan. Lu Chuan. Then you don't have to be alone anymore. Gu Qinghan turned to look at him. You're getting way too comfortable saying things like that. Lu Chuan. Because it's true. Gu Qinghan didn't respond. But she took that photo out of the book and put it in a drawer she opened regularly. Not back in the book, but in a drawer she used often. Lu Chuan noticed there were only two things in that drawer: an old photo and a medicine bottle. The next day, he put a piece of candy in that drawer. When Gu Qinghan opened the drawer that night and saw the candy, she was stunned for AL. She picked it up and put it back. She didn't eat it. But she didn't throw it away either. After Lu Chuan graduated, Zhao Hu also slowly changed. He stopped bullying people, stopped skipping class, and even started studying seriously in his final year of high school. Lu Chuan heard about it at a class reunion during university. Zhao Hu had gotten into a vocational college, majoring in hotel management. After graduating, he started at a hotel from the bottom. Someone posted a photo in the class group. Zhao Hu in uniform, standing in the hotel lobby, with a serious expression rarely seen before. Lu Chuan saw the photo but didn't comment. He saved it. Later, Lu Chuan happened to go to that hotel for some business and ran into Zhao Hu in the lobby. Zhao Hu was standing behind the front desk in a crisp uniform. He saw him, was stunned for a moment, and quickly walked out. Lu. Brother Lu, what brings you here? Lu Chuan. Just some business. Zhao Hu stood up straight. Let me buy you a coffee. The coffee in our lobby is pretty good. Lu Chuan. Sure. As they sat in the lobby lounge, Zhao Hu placed a coffee in front of Lu Chuan. Brother Lu, I've thought about it a lot since then. What I did to you back then, I can't repay with just an apology. But now I'm trying to make up for it in my own way. Lu Chuan took a sip of coffee. What way? Zhao Hu, I've been working at this hotel for a year. From bellhop to front desk. Now I'm learning management. I want to open my own place someday. Lu Chuan. That's great. Zhao Hu hesitated. Brother Lu, if you ever pass by my place in the future, could you stop in? Lu Chuan. I can. Zhao Hu smiled. It was a completely different smile from the one he'd had in the alley. When Lu Chuan got back, he mentioned it to Gu Qinghan. Zhao Hu is working at a hotel now. Gu Qinghan was reading. He's changing. Lu Chuan. He is. Gu Qinghan. Why do you think he's changed? Lu Chuan thought for a moment. Because he realized bullying people doesn't make him stronger. Gu Qinghan put down her book. When did you realize that? Lu Chuan. When you took me out of that alley. Gu Qinghan. Are you stronger now than you were then? Lu Chuan. Stronger. Not because I have money or backing, but because I know I don't have to walk with my head down. Gu Qinghan didn't answer, but her hand reached over and replaced his cold water with warm water. On Lu Chuan's graduation day, Gu Qinghan appeared at the ceremony. She was wearing a light-colored coat, sitting in the front row. No flowers, no gifts. Lu Chuan stood in the line of graduates in his academic gown and spotted her immediately. He didn't go over to greet her. He just nodded when she looked his way. After the ceremony, Lu Chuan walked through the crowd to her. You came. Gu Qinghan. Lu Chuan. This is your first time at something like this. Gu Qinghan. Also the last. Lu Chuan. Why the last? Gu Qinghan. Because you'll never have another graduation ceremony. Lu Chuan. But I'll have other occasions. Gu Qinghan. Then I'll see those instead. A classmate took a photo and posted it in the group. Who's that next to Lu Chuan? She has such presence. Lin Chuxie replied in the group. She's family. Someone pressed. Girlfriend. Lin Chuxie didn't reply again. Lu Chuan and Gu Qinghan walked side by side across campus. Autumn leaves covered the ground, crunching underfoot. Lu Chuan said, I'm graduating. Gu Qinghan. I know. Lu Chuan. What should I do next? Gu Qinghan. What do you want to do? Lu Chuan. Something close to you. Gu Qinghan. The company needs an assistant. Lu Chuan. Then I'll be your assistant. Gu Qinghan. Seriously. Lu Chuan. Seriously. Gu Qinghan. Then report to work tomorrow. Lu Chuan. Tomorrow is the weekend. Gu Qinghan. Assistants don't get weekends. Lu Chuan. Fine. He stepped on a fallen leaf, then looked up. Gu Qinghan. She tilted her head to look at him. Lu Chuan. You said before that you wouldn't be alone anymore. Does that still count now that I'm your assistant? Gu Qinghan looked at him. It counts. But you can't call me Gu Qinghan in the office. Lu Chuan. What should I call you? Gu Qinghan. President Gu Lu Chuan. And after work? Gu Qinghan. After work, you can switch back. Lu Chuan smiled. The autumn wind carried the leaf he'd stepped on into the distance. The two walked off campus side by side. Sunlight fell on them, their shadows stretching forward side by side. On Lu Chuan's first day at Hanguang Group, the whole company was staring at the new assistant. He'd been personally hired by the boss, apparently brought straight from school. Some guessed he was a relative of someone important. Some guessed he was a rich kid. Only he knew. He was the boy she'd found in that alley. He took his work seriously, spending twice as much time as others learning the business. He soon went from the boss's assistant to that really capable assistant. Sometimes when Qinghan was in meetings late, he'd put a cup of tea by her hand, then sit quietly in the corner continuing to organize documents. Other colleagues asked, "How do you know President Gu takes her tea without sugar?" Lu Chuan. "We lived together." The colleague was stunned. 5 years later, Lu Chuan had been promoted from assistant to business director. Hanguang Group had doubled in size. Gu Qinghan's name had become an unavoidable symbol in the business world. And Lu Chuan had transformed from the kid beaten into a corner, into a sharp-suited business professional, sitting in meetings negotiating deals. Zhao Hu's business was up and running. A small but cozy bed and breakfast, warmly decorated. Lu Chuan sometimes brought Gu Qinghan to stay overnight. Zhao Hu would personally check them in every time. "Brother Lu, I've saved the best room for you." Lin Chuxie had become a photographer. One time, she took a photo of Lu Chuan and Gu Qinghan together. The two stood in the courtyard of Hanguang Group's building, with a wall of ivy behind them. Lin Chuxie sent Lu Chuan the photo. "Keep this one. You can frame it for your office later." Lu Chuan took the photo and put it in his desk drawer, next to the old medicine bottle. One evening, Lu Chuan stood at the floor-to-ceiling window looking down at the city. Gu Qinghan came from behind her desk and stood beside him. He didn't turn around. "Do you remember what you said the first time you took me home?" Gu Qinghan. "I said I'd taken a liking to you." Lu Chuan. "It scared me back then." Gu Qinghan. "And now?" Lu Chuan. "It still scares me. But not because I'm afraid of you." Gu Qinghan. "Then what is it?" Lu Chuan turned to look at her. "Because I never expected you'd stay." If you love this revenge rich man story, hit subscribe and turn on bell. Next episode, more satisfying plot.